Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FV304, it's the Tier 6 British SPG. This one's located on the southeastbourne of Fjords, and it's under the command of stickynblue of No Retreat, No Surrender, NRNS.
Time to roll out.
Game on! 4.5 inch howitzer. It's capable of 450 alpha, 28mm of pen, and 2.2 meters on the burst radius. It's got a very fast fire rate, normally 12.94 seconds, but you can see here that stickynblue has got it down to 10.96. Now, why is he going to this position here? Well, for two reasons. Firstly, he's got shots on this corner of the map where the enemy usually appears, but he can also hit the enemy if they go down to the south as well. So he's going to try and put rounds into the enemy. Oh, beautiful first shot. What timing. He got the rear of that T-3485M just as he went past. That's how you do it. You aim at a specific point you know the enemy will go for, and you land a shell on them. The moment they go through the spot, they get hit. And they wonder why you're so accurate. Well, you're accurate because you're predicting what the enemy is going to do. And if you're that accurate, yes, you can win battles with it. Enemy tanks really don't like it if you can get this information on them, what they're going to do next. Because it means they're predictable. Oh, we got a fire! The setter had a fire extinguisher. It went off virtually straight away. But he still lost some hit points. It's definitely an automatic fire extinguisher, so that's going to cost him. Dialing in for the next shot. Oh, and he goes down the next shot. Now, that might have been a secondary fire, but we won't know because normally after a fire extinguisher's gone off once and they've got no fire protection, they go down the next shot if they get hit again in the engine bay. Well, that also went down. He just killed the Challenger as well, so he's now got 2 kills. Oh, what a shot there. The CS-52 list, the Fox, just wiped out and exploded, detonated the T-3485M. Okay, we're now aiming to the south. I said from this position you can actually hit both sides. Good shot. TS-54 takes the first round. And you see they're trying to use their gun depression to actually shoot just over that riverbank. But it's not working for them if there's an FV304 in the game. Well, that shell didn't do anything. Actually just hit the tank and bounced off. You do get duds in artillery. Yes, that does happen. But it's very rare. It's not that often. Not unless it's made by North Korea. A little bit of topical there. And he's still getting good damage. Now he is changing position, and with good reason. There is a Barask nearby, and if that Barask breaks through, he could be in a lot of trouble. He also wants to hit some of these other tanks, and he knows there's a possibility of counter battery. And it appears the enemy Arty did work out where he was, because a shell from the enemy Arty, which happens to be an SU-8, landed on the spot where he was last seen. So he may have known that the enemy was going to counter battery him, but he's now getting solid hits on the IS, and he's in a position where he can't be hit because he's actually got the side of a building right up against him on one side. The enemy Arty won't be able to overcome that. He might be able to land a shell near him, but he can't hit him. So we'll hear for that, listen for that rumble, just in case the enemy Arty tries again. Oh, that was a direct hit. In the meantime, he's just constantly pecking away at these enemy tanks. And they will get the message eventually that, you know, you can't do that. You can't fight a battle against somebody who can keep hitting you again and again and again, because eventually you will expire. Because they won't be able to move. They can't use their repair kit. Their repair kit's on cooldown. It's firing at the T-34. Oh, it's not the T-34. It's an IS now. But he just gets pecked to death. And that TS-54 hasn't moved. In fact, I get the feeling he's given up. His turret isn't moving.
Critical hit.
His guns aren't moving. Oh, no, he is. He's back. He must have been sending a message to somebody, probably to the enemy Arty, to say, can you get rid of this FV304 for us? Well, the enemy are now trying to push through, but again, they're still blocked together. And whilst they're doing that, they are likely to get hit. Oh, the IS goes down. Yes. When you've got two tanks close together, if the shell hits one, it might bounce off into the other. And we've seen that happen. But it also means two tanks are in the blast radius of one shell. And that could also mean that they go down. Well, that T-32 is trying to go after our Skoda. And our Skoda's hanging on the edge of the cliff. Now, we're just out of sight of that T-32. If he does make a run at us, and he does have 3 marks on his barrel, we might have to run away quick.
Critical hit.
Okay, the TS-54, the one that we were hitting time and time again. I think the T-32 doesn't know how close he is to us. I think he thinks we're much further away than we actually are. But we're still pumping rounds into the side of the TS-54. And our guys are up the other end of the map now, and they're near the cap area, which means that I think they're going to start capping and forcing the enemy to come back. In fact, I think that's what the T-32 is doing. He's actually, at this moment, making his way back to his own cap area, and he's ignoring us. In fact, even the TS-54 has now decided to do that. And I think he's running away for fear that if they cap, they're going to cap out very quickly. Just got around into the rear of him just as he was pulling around the corner and tracked him again. Yes, the T-32 did try to head back to his enemy cap, and he's now encountered our teammates. He's just killed the SU-122-44, but he's facing 3 tanks now. He's got an SU-100 behind him and 2 tanks in front of him, so he's kind of trapped as well. Yes, he's about to be hit, and he's just within range of us. We're trying to get shots on him, and he's gone down. Okay, so who's next? Well, they're chasing the Cromwell and TS-54. We could go to the enemy cap area and start capping ourselves, but nobody actually from that group actually did stay in the cap. But certainly we could do it. We are the fastest Arty in the game. Oh, not too close, but I suppose actually he's going to use this as a firing position. Okay. I'm not sure what he's doing now because he's just done a quick loop and he's trying to make up his mind where he's going to go. Well, the enemy is starting to kill our guys. There's only one of them left. Our Cromwell, or the enemy Cromwell, drowned actually as well. No, I think he's decided the Skoda's still hanging on by a tether, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't help him. We're going to come up behind the enemy TS-54, and that was a thank you from the Skoda, and the TS goes down, and that's the end of the game. It's a victory. I get the feeling that Skoda T-56 was just very grateful that his teammate managed to keep the enemy at bay and stop them from killing him by jumping on him or forcing him to drown. But what a great end to the battle. It was an ace tanker game for Sticky Blue, is it Sticky and Blue, of No Retreat, No Surrender in the FV304. He got a Bruce medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 18 in this one. And he got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game, but he did come close because the highest damage was the CS52 Liss, who got 4,350 hit points. And of course, he was one who got the Amarak of that T-3485M. The second highest damage went to the T-32 on the enemy team, 4,046 hit points. And third highest damage went to stickynblue with 3,169 hit points. When it came to kills, again, we've got 3 sharing the top spot. The Alt Proto A managed to get 4 kills, so did the CS52 list, and the T-32 on the enemy team got 4. 3 kills went to stickynblue and also to the Batchat Brask on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was the list again, 1,494 to him. Then we've got stickynblue, 1,108. And third, we've got the Alt Proto A, who managed 1,013. So 3 players managed to get over 1,000 base. And yes, it was a tier 8 game with tier 6 tanks in. I forgot to mention that right at the start. But yes, he got second place on base XP, second place on kills, and third place when it came to damage. He fired 32 rounds in that game, got 23 direct hits on the enemy and 3 penetrating shots, 23 splash. Damage of 3,169 hit points, of which 3,106 were at more than 300 meters. So some of those shots were close range. And in fact, if that T-32 had known that if he turned the corner and drives just a short distance, he would have come up against the person who kept smacking him all that time. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and on a premium count, he made 38,175 credits profit. And he also picked up 3,324 experience points out of that one as well. Very satisfying game and an interesting position to use. Obviously, though, as stickynblue showed, it can actually be quite dangerous if the enemy arty works out where you are. So if you do go to the water's edge and try and shoot from there just to get better angles on the enemy on the south spawn, or on the north spawn for that matter, on that corner, then you might have to retreat and get behind those buildings just in case the arty starts raining down on top of you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that battle. It was certainly an interesting one. And that poor Skoda, he's probably still there, unable to get out of the water. Yeah, more than likely. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.